Oh, this looks promising. Wow, look at this already. I've got trilliums, a few trilliums all around. Well, good morning. I've come here today to this probably nameless woods. I'm sure it has a name, I'll look it up. In search of one particular photo. I'm looking for a shot that can show off Ontario's official flower, the trillium, specifically the white trillium. And I'm looking for what I think could be a sea of trilliums. And actually, just 100 meters off the road into this trail, I found two of those. You can see over in this direction, a sea of white flowers. What I'm hoping to get is this exact type of thing, and I'll be able to get nice and low to it with a beautiful background, maybe some interesting woodland, a tree, a trail. And then opposing that, I've got another one, and it sort of continues off into this direction. I think I'm going to get very lucky today. I don't know how much of this you're going to be able to see. I'm trying to stay away from them as much as possible to avoid disturbing them, but all of these white specks here, this is one individual trillium growing an entire sea. And this particular location I think would be absolutely beautiful, especially since the sun has risen over in this direction, over to the east, and so the trilliums are growing to the west in this particular forest. I don't know if that's they always grow towards the west, but that's where they're going. And so I should be able to get a shot, you know, with a composition looking down at a trillium with some beautiful background and show off this entire sea of trilliums growing in this forest. Anyways, that's what I'm hoping for today. I'm going to continue down here and see if I can find some very good backgrounds, very good subjects to look after. You may notice I've changed up my kit a little bit. I brought my former camera, the Sony A7, and the kit lens that came with it, and I just put it on a Peak Design capture clip, but put it on my backpack. It's got a 24-70 lens on it, so I'm hoping to use it to help pre-frame some of my compositions here. Definitely having something that can help you visualize the scene is a big help before you take out, you know, some of the more modern cameras are a little more bulky. Come to a fork in the road, and I've got a big group of trilliums in that direction, big one in this direction. I think I'll try here first. As I was saying, having a spare camera like this is particularly useful. I don't want to take off my backpack for every possible shot. This will allow me to you know, frame up a composition, see if it's nice, and then go back to whatever I was doing after that. I think this is actually a bike path, like an off-road bike path. Got lots of different trails like this that have a gear on them. Makes me feel like this is made for bicycles. But I don't think there's anyone here at 6:30 in the morning when I'm here. So it's quite loud with the Buttonville Airport nearby, and there was a helicopter overhead earlier. I'll get a peaceful scene, I know it. All right, I'm gonna head deeper into this forest. I found an area of cedars, and I don't know if maybe the trilliums don't grow under cedars or anything like that, but cedars tend to clear out all the underbrush, so I think that's gonna make for not a particularly rich area. Wow, there are a lot of trilliums here. I'm really excited for this particular scene because I don't know if you can see around me, but there is a gigantic trillium forest. This entire area is just completely blanketed in trillium. What I've got to do now is find a few trilliums that are pointed in my direction so that I can take a photo into the sun. I'll get this, you know, rather nice wood fence in here, but mostly it's about the sun blasting in through the forest. So I'll try to find a place that's lit nicely, but I've also got to find a place where the trilliums are pointing towards me. All right, so decided to just come out of here, maybe go back a little bit. I need a stronger subject, and I really don't want to disturb these trilliums. They're just so beautiful, delicate. One small touch will definitely rip them to shreds, so I'm trying to be very, very careful where I stand. So what I found is a single trillium right here. It's sort of peeking above most of the trilliums, and there are a good number of them pointed in this direction from here. This one's not pointed entirely in that direction, but I think I still will be able to get a sense of this Sea of Trilliums. Not sure what I'm going to do. I think I might try using the new 20 to 70, maybe zoom it all the way out and see what I get, but play around a little with the composition. I've got some nice framing of these different trees and the sun kind of blasting in, but really the star of the show is the sun rays hitting these trilliums at different angles and sort of creating a little bit of shapes. I think I'm going to try to compose for the light, as Adam Gibbs would say, and see if I can get the light as one of the main elements pointing towards the sun. Let me give that a go. Well, it's a process of trial and error, you know. I think I lost the light in this particular direction, but I see another area that has the maybe a better view of this fence, and I'm hoping that'll make sense. Yeah, just over here. All right, I think this area would have been perfect, but I think it's a bust. I've just come 50 meters from where I was previously, over by this fence over here. And the fence is a really nice element. The background is really nice, but it didn't really have anything strong to pull the viewer in. So I've come back to this area that I noticed a little bit earlier. Let me show you. It has this strong path, really quite strong path. And the idea will be, if I can wait for the light to be just right, I can get some light rays coming down on the trilliums, of which again there's a sea of trilliums here, but then the trilliums will be broken up maybe left and right of my frame by this trail coming down, kind of leading off into the distance. If I can compose this just right, I'll find the maybe somewhere over here I'll be able to get the path kind of leading off into the distance, and looks like it curves around a little bit to where the sun is, and that'll make a nice leading element to sort of pull people into this frame. I'm sure if I come into the right location I'll be able to find something very beautiful. Also, these very deeply cut thin trails made by these mountain bikes really do quite a lot to the scene, because they're not too wide, so they don't sort of take up a large location, but they do create very strong leading lines, and they're really dug in again by these tires. So the light is getting very nice. I'm going to see if I can set up composition. Well, I've been to this almost exact spot before. I think I was just over here, and I didn't really see the composition that was in front of me. So let me talk you through what I'm thinking here. Because verticals are my bread and butter, I think this is going to end up being a vertical composition. But the idea being that if I can capture the light coming in here, the trail in this direction, and then this strong birch tree that's on the ground, what I have is a couple of trees right in the center that'll help sort of split the light up. But then also I do capture this sea of trilliums. I'm just not low to them, but I also get this beautiful scene just leading out into where the sun is. And so I'm just going to kind of move my camera left and right, try to get the right amount of trail, the right amount of birch tree, and the trilliums. The trilliums got to be the star of the show of this particular thing. And because the sky is quite bright, and there's really nothing going on in the trees at the top here, I think I'm going to angle down quite a lot and just really get the middle of these trees here. There's no real strong elements in the background. What you see in the background is just that the Sea of Trilliums continues on as far as you can really tell, and actually it goes all the way over this hill. So, work quickly and see what I can get here. Again, trying very carefully not to disturb these trilliums in any way. I don't really want to trample on them. I've definitely done a little bit of damage to some of them, and that's okay because there's millions upon millions of them, but I'm really trying to make sure that I don't do a lot of damage. I've got a lot of zebra display in the sky here, very different contrast scenes, but I do have some light in the foreground, and I'm just gonna kind of wait a little bit. I'll take a couple of shots, get my composition the way that I want it, and then just wait a little bit until everything lines up and the light is coming in the right direction. But move left and right, get everything exactly where I want it to be. I need a little bit more on this side, something on that side to make it balance out. I think I may be able to change the framing a little bit. What I don't want is that this tree, gets too close to the edge here. And although there are a couple of different things I could conceivably bring into this frame, I really want to go for simplicity, and I really want to go for something that's going to change the composition to just be about the things in this forest that are blooming. Well, I'm glad you had a chance to join me today. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.